The Silver Arrows, known for their sleek and speedy reputation, stumbled out the gate with their ill-fated zero-pod concept, leading to a catastrophic start to the season. And despite warnings from their 7-time champion, the venerable Lewis Hamilton, the team stubbornly stuck to their misguided approach, only to pay the price in lost races and damaged morale. However, recent developments suggest a change of course, with the team abandoning their flawed concept and making strides towards redemption. Nevertheless, the spectre of failure looms large, and if progress stalls, Hamilton may have little choice but to seek greener pastures when his contract expires. Adding further intrigue to the situation, Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has emphatically declared that he will not entertain any Plan B alternatives should Hamilton decide to retire from Formula One at season's end. So, let's take a closer look at what's going on. The buzz is electric as F1 enthusiasts are expressing their strong opinions on Lewis Hamilton's chances of securing a race win with Mercedes this season. Despite his inability to challenge Max Verstappen and Red Bull for victories in 2023 thus far, Hamilton himself remains resolute about his plans to stay in the game. But the burning question on everyone's minds is whether or not the 7-time champion can break his winless drought and return to his rightful place atop of the podium. According to a recent poll by Express Sport, a whopping 70% of readers are confident that Hamilton will taste victory at least once this season, and only 30% remain skeptical that he can pull off the feat. It's been a long time coming for Hamilton, who hasn't scored a race win in a staggering 26 races, the longest dry spell of his career since joining F1 in 2007. Last year, it was his teammate George Russell who secured Mercedes' sole victory of the season in Sao Paulo. But with Hamilton showing promising signs in Australia, the excitement is palpable as fans eagerly await the next chapter in this high-octane saga. Hamilton demanded accountability from the mechanics and called on individuals to own up for their mistakes. But in a more measured tone, he later expressed his unwavering faith in the Mercedes team, referring to them as his family and vowing to stay with them for the long haul. Despite this loyalty, Hamilton acknowledged that the team needed a wake-up call and some major changes to close the gap with their competitors. He emphasized the need for bold decisions and big moves to improve performance and expressed hope that they could turn heads and make a statement during the upcoming season. While Hamilton recognized that it may be too late to fight for the championship, he remained optimistic about their ability to make a strong comeback and challenge their rivals on the track. Hamilton is no stranger to duking it out with a sluggish vehicle, but this season, the Mercedes team will be truly put to the test. After dominating the Constructors' Championship for 8 consecutive years between 2014 and 2021, they were confident and in control, all thanks to their winning car. However, now that the advantage has vanished into thin air and the team is struggling to keep up with the leading trio, the task at hand is much more daunting and the pressure has skyrocketed, especially for Hamilton, who's accustomed to leading the pack. The man in charge of this high-stakes mission is none other than the team principal, Toto Wolff. While the entire team is responsible for addressing the problem, all eyes will be on Wolff to see how he manages the situation. It is, without a doubt, his most challenging task since he joined Mercedes in 2013. After the first race of the season in Bahrain, where the sluggish W14 fell far behind its rivals, Wolff was uncharacteristically downbeat, which is unusual for a typically good-humoured man even on the toughest of days. His candid confession matched his demeanour. Mercedes had a dead end in developing an evolution of last season's model, and Wolff confirmed that they would immediately change direction and start from scratch with the season already underway. The Mercedes team's struggles this season aren't a result of shoddy workmanship or a lack of preparation. In fact, they hit all of their design goals, but the resulting car fell short of expectations due to its lack of downforce and drag. Andrew Chauvelin, the trackside engineering director, even admitted that the team knew about these limitations from wind tunnel testing before the season began. The disappointing results from the Bahrain and Saudi Arabia races exposed just how severe those limitations were. Toto Wolff, the team principal, was candid in his admission that they'd gone down the wrong path. He said, "Last year we had the perfect storm. The car kept getting better and better, and we stopped questioning the concept of the car as much as we should have." Now, the team's major redesign will take months to complete and will likely be a hybrid of the current model until next year's version is ready. The cost cap limits the resources they can invest in this process, with a $135 million limit in place. If they get it right, they may be able to catch up to Red Bull and make a strong showing in 2024. However, there are no guarantees in motorsport, and the team knows that this is a monumental task that requires careful planning and execution. The million-dollar question hanging in the air like a storm cloud is this: what will happen if Hamilton decides to bid adieu to Mercedes? The British racing driver's contract with the German manufacturer is set to expire at the end of the current season, and despite several rounds of negotiations, there's been no word on an extension. To make matters worse, the talks have hit a roadblock, with both Hamilton and Wolff struggling to find a mutually convenient time to discuss the matter. This delay has raised concerns that the negotiations may go down to the wire, leaving Mercedes without a backup plan if Hamilton decides to pull the rug out from under them. It's a perilous situation for the team, given that Hamilton's shoes are not easy to fill. With 7 world championships under his belt, he's a giant of the sport, and finding a suitable replacement at the 11th hour could be a daunting task. The team is eager for Lewis Hamilton to sign on for another season, but team principal Toto Wolff is so confident that Hamilton will stay that he's not even considering a backup plan. "I struggle to think of a plan B," Wolff told motorsport.com. "I don't want to engage in discussions with other drivers because I'm happy with the ones that are in the team. At the moment, there is no plan B. It's Lewis." While Wolff is optimistic that Hamilton will continue with Mercedes, he admits that the team would be in a tough spot if the 7-time world champion decides to leave at the last minute. However, Wolff believes that Hamilton would give the team enough notice if he were to depart. "I think that he would tell us early enough," Wolff said. "I don't think that Lewis would say, 'I can't do this anymore, I'm out of here tomorrow.'" Well, as for Hamilton's own intentions, he seems committed to staying with Mercedes, even if negotiations over a new contract are ongoing. "I love this team," he declared. "I'm so grateful for everyone that's been on the journey with me with this team. I don't envisage being anywhere else. I don't see myself quitting. I don't feel like I'm a quitter." However, while he's still determined to continue racing in F1, Hamilton admitted that he's not exactly feeling a ton of excitement at the moment. "You know, I've been there and done that, bought the t-shirt many times," he quipped. Despite his lack of enthusiasm, Hamilton is still willing to be patient and work with Mercedes to get back on top. "And that's all I can say right now, I'm not going anywhere else," he added. As for Mercedes, Wolff is remaining optimistic that Hamilton will sign a new deal and is confident that the team would be able to find a suitable replacement if necessary. But even if Hamilton decides to stay, they still need to fix a lot of issues. Their car has major design flaws, causing it to be sluggish and lacking downforce, not exactly what you want when you're competing against the likes of Red Bull and Aston Martin. And to make matters worse, the cost cap is limiting how much they can invest in fixing the problem. Team boss Toto Wolff has declared that he would have no qualms about copying the Red Bull model, as long as it produces the fastest possible race car. He doesn't care if it looks like a Red Bull or a SpaceX rocket. In fact, he's even willing to slap a little bull sticker on it if it means winning races again. Their recent improvement at Albert Park is encouraging, but they know that they have a long road ahead of them to catch up to the competition. Hamilton is optimistic, but he's also realistic about the challenge they face. And at the end of the day, it's all about team culture and how they handle this setback. Mercedes is used to winning, but can they come back from a rough start to the season? And do you think Toto needs a plan B for Hamilton? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't.